Turn on your tap right now, and water comes out. You don't even think about it. But across the American Southwest and beyond, the reservoirs that feed millions of taps are dropping faster than they can be refilled, and this summer's drought is going to push some of them past the edge. Lake Mead has spent the last 2 decades sinking toward levels engineers once called impossible. The Colorado River, which props up 40 million people, is delivering less water every year, while more people keep moving in. When a major metro runs short, it doesn't happen with a warning. It happens with a pressure drop, a brown trickle, and a city council that suddenly can't pretend anymore. So before this summer bakes the ground hard as concrete, you need to know which cities are sitting on the thinnest margin. This is the water crisis map. These are 9 American cities under serious long-term water stress. Number 1. Phoenix, Arizona. This is a desert city of nearly 5 million that grew on borrowed water. It leans heavily on the Colorado River through the Central Arizona Project, and when shortage cuts come down the line, Arizona takes the first and deepest hits. Add relentless growth, triple-digit summers, and groundwater that's been pumped for generations, and you have a metro living on a razor-thin buffer. Number 2. Las Vegas, Nevada. Almost 90% of this city's water comes from Lake Mead. Las Vegas has fought hard to conserve, tearing out lawns and recycling indoor water, but you cannot conserve your way out of a lake that keeps falling. They've already had to build a lower intake, a so-called third straw, just to keep drawing water as the reservoir drops. That tells you everything about the margin they're working with. Number 3. Los Angeles, California. A coastal giant that imports most of its water from hundreds of miles away, from the Colorado River and from Northern California through aging aqueducts. Drought, shrinking snowpack, and legal fights over every gallon mean LA is permanently exposed. When the imported water tightens, 12 million people feel it. Number 4. Salt Lake City, Utah. The Great Salt Lake has been shrinking to record lows, exposing a lake bed laced with arsenic that summer winds can lift into toxic dust. The same dwindling snowpack that feeds the lake feeds the city. A fast-growing population along the Wasatch Front is pulling harder on a supply that the climate is steadily cutting back. Number 5. Albuquerque, New Mexico. This city sits on the Rio Grande and a groundwater aquifer it nearly drained decades ago. The Rio Grande has run dangerously low in drought years, sometimes going dry in stretches downstream. New Mexico is one of the most water-stressed states in the country, and Albuquerque is the place where that stress concentrates. Number 6. Tucson, Arizona. Like Phoenix, Tucson depends on Colorado River water piped in from far away, and it sits at the back of the line for those same shortage cuts. It is banked water underground for emergencies, which is smart, but a banked reserve only buys you time. In a long, brutal drought, time is exactly what runs out. Number 7. Sacramento and the Central Valley, California. This is the engine of American agriculture, and it runs on snow melt and groundwater. In dry years, the snowpack collapses, farmers pump the aquifers so hard the ground physically sinks, and entire rural communities have watched their wells go dry. The cities here compete with the most productive farmland in the nation for the same shrinking water. Number 8. San Antonio and Central Texas. This region depends heavily on the Edwards Aquifer and a chain of reservoirs that drought hammers fast. Texas summers evaporate surface water at a staggering rate. Explosive population growth keeps adding straws to the same cup. And the hill country has already lived through punishing watering bans. Central Texas can go from green to cracked in a single hot season. Number 9. Denver and Colorado's Front Range. It feels strange to put a mountain city on a drought list, but Denver's supply leans on snowpack and on water pumped across the Continental Divide. Warmer winters mean thinner snow, earlier melt, and longer dry summers. A booming Front Range population is chasing a supply that the headwaters can no longer guarantee. Now here's the part that matters, because a map of the problem is useless if you do nothing with it. If you live in or near any of these cities, your water security is not the city's job, it's yours. A prepared household does not wait for the boil water notice or the rationing order. Start with storage. Aim for a minimum of 1 gallon per person per day and build toward 2 weeks, then a month. Use food-grade containers, keep them out of the sun, and rotate them. If you can install a rain barrel or a larger cistern where it's legal, do it now, before the next dry spell, not during it. Then build the ability to make questionable water safe. Keep a quality gravity filter and backup purification, whether that's tablets or unscented household bleach with a known dosage, and store plenty of it. Know where your nearest open water actually is. A creek, a pond, a canal, because in a real crunch that becomes your lifeline. Cut your demand before you're forced to. Low flow everything, capture your air conditioner condensate, reuse grey water on plants, and let the lawn die without guilt. A green lawn in a drought city is just water you didn't store. And know your shut-off valve. When a main breaks or pressure drops, the water already in your pipes and your water heater, often 40 gallons or more, is yours if you close the valve fast before it drains or gets contaminated. Most people never learn where that valve is until it's too late. The taps are still running today. That is exactly why you prepare today, while water is cheap and shelves are full, instead of fighting a crowd for the last case of bottles. Subscribe, stay ready, and get your water squared away before this summer makes the decision for you.